Hi, Sai. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
It's good to have you with us here today.
It's great to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, we all would like to know what is your collaboration with Beth Lisboa. As in her last interview, she mentioned that dynamic spiral yoga and in-fascial yoga has its foundation on 5 elements Qigong and has been brought from Simon Calder. So how do you see that inside the system?
So the two main systems which have been brought together into the dynamic spiral yoga are the traditional yoga forms and the Qigong. So I'm offering Qigong, which I've been studying mainly since I was about 17 years old. And the idea of Qigong, of a lot of the Taoist philosophy, is life is continuously moving, continuously spiraling. So there's never a moment of holding. It's always this continuous flow as life moves. So I feel this is what I've brought into the system. I've brought in a way of integrating the two forms together, which they do naturally anyway. It's just allowing the softness of the Qigong flow and the continuous movement to come inside the more lineal forms of the traditional yoga, and they naturally fuse and create a new experience through the body.
Is that true that Qigong, 5 elements Qigong works directly with the organ system?
Yes, this is the main thing in a way about the 5 elements, the Zhang Fu organ system, that directly connects to the body's organs. So we're looking at fundamentally having a healthy system through the 5 yin organs paired with the 5 yang organs of the human body. We are what we eat, so we grow a body around the 5 element system, around the organs. And the emotional side of the body is where we find generally our balance in life, and each of the emotionals exists in each of the organs. So it's a very strong foundation, the 5 element system.
Okay, how do you work with the 5 elements Qigong, like the organ system, inside the in-fascial yoga and the dynamic spiral yoga? Can you explain a little bit to us, like the practice, what do you bring to add in the practice and your lectures? We all want to know how can this be studied inside yoga teachers training.
Thank you. So life offers imbalance, and our practice is here just to guide ourselves towards the harmony, towards the balance of life, which is the practice of yoga and also the practice of the Tao, to be on the path towards harmony. So the 5 element system coming into the yin yoga is offering a way to rebalance all the organs. So when we're rebalancing the organs, we're also rebalancing the emotions, refortifying, retonifying the energetic system of the body. And each of the organ systems has a very strong personality. If we look at the personality of the heart in relationship to the personality of the lungs, if we have collapsed lungs, then we can suffer from a depression. If we have an overactive heart, we can also suffer from manic thoughts and manic energy. So what the 5 elements is offering into the in-fascial yoga is a way of coming back, a way of softening, a way of dissolving trauma, strengthening the energetic system, strengthening the physical system in a very relaxed, open, soft way. And when this harmony and strength is created, this is what we then bring into the dynamic spiral flow.
So how the foundation, why it's said that the foundation of dynamic spiral yoga is the basis of Qigong? How do you approach it in your classes for the dynamic spiral yoga? Can you give us an example and how that happens?
Well, from just the terminology of Qigong, Qi, as we know, is the universal energy that's present around us always. and inside our bodies. And Gong is the practice, it's the doing. So your practice, your sadhana is your Gong. So we're Qigong. And if everything is a drishti, has a focal point, by the very first word Qi, we're taking our drishti straight into Qi, straight into the energy body. So we have our alignment through asana and through posture, through the structural forms, and then we're aligning ourselves with the energy of the body. And what the energy of the body does when we start to focus on energy is it gives us more space. It gives us more awareness, more proprioception of our own felt sense, of our own bodies, of our own spatial awareness, of our kinesthesia, in relation to the proprioception, how we feel inside our bodies. So we're getting straight to this quality of energetics of not just ourselves but our environments. And of course it's the simplicity of the spiral flow, these mechanics of nature from the galaxies down to ferns unfolding are all expressing this spiral dynamism in relation to the environment they're in. And this is what we're aligning ourselves with.
So Qigong movement is brought into the dynamic spiral and in fascial yoga classes. Is that right? Do you do Qigong movements, or how is it?
That's correct. So to a certain extent, from a pragmatic view, what we can look at is Qigong only happens in presence. So when we're here with our physical bodies, with the energy, we start to automatically do Qigong. We start to relax into the body, and that allows energy to flow. The flowing energy, the Qi, which is moving through the body, relies on inflation of the tissues. So we're not contracting, we're not holding inside the body, we're inflating the tissues, which allows us to become in a way like balloons full of energy, supporting the joints, supporting the body. We feel this strength, we feel this buoyancy, we feel this incredible lightness and dynamism through the practice. And this is what supports the joints, it supports the body. So the Qigong practice here it's the very supplement in between all the spaces of the practice which keep the body vibrant and fluid. You've just got to look at the sages when they get to 80, some of them 90 years old. They're doing these incredible dynamic practices, but they're light as feathers. That's the supplement of the Qigong within the practice. It's the foundation.
So you say that we can move with Qigong in a very energetic, dynamic way, but light as feathers.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, I want to learn that.
It's beautiful, and it's a pension plan. It's something that will really take us into our old age. Everything we do requires energy. When there's no energy, there's no practice.
Yeah, very important, because we see a lot of the yogis focusing a lot on the physical practice, the physical body practice, and the optimization of energy is very low. It's not that that quality that we can see in the Qigong practitioners.
Right. Well, it's great. We need a strong structural foundation. But once we've got the strong structural foundation, by looking in on the angles of the formula of how our tensegrity, biotensegrity systems work, then it's purely about the energy. And what is a spiritual practice? A spiritual practice is where we look towards spirit. And when we're looking at the Qi or the prana, not looking at the physical quality, we're still with the physical quality, but it's energy that exists inside the physical quality. So we're looking to expand our awareness into the subtle field, which then becomes your spiritual practice, and then eventually into the causal field.
That is great. So if I sign up for Dynamic Spiral Fascial Yoga Teachers Training Program, it means I will learn about my organ system, and also the relationship to my emotions, and how to heal the organ system, and in relationship to fascia as well. So what I understand is the organ system has a relationship to our fascial system, so with trauma, and also the organ system with our emotions. Can you summarize this a little bit to us, and then, yeah, maybe I'll sign up to this teacher's training.
Right, absolutely, I'd love to. So we can look at the 5-element system in a way as they're 5 agencies. And these agencies have very strong personalities, all living inside our body, all stuck together with fascia. And they each have a different personality, a different bodily tissue which they're connected to, and a different emotional state, positive or negative. So we can just take the liver, for instance. The liver is said to be the seat of 1,000 diseases. So when our livers are out of balance, it can create so many different pathologies within the body. But if we just look at the emotion, the negative emotion is anger. So when we have a repressed anger or too much anger, the liver can start to swell. The bodily tissue which the liver is connected with and the wood element is the tendons. So we can suffer from tight tendons, tightness in our jaw, tightness in our body. And this is a relationship just of the liver. So we can start to see how we inquire and we investigate into each one of the 5 elements, how they directly affect our physiological bodies, our subtle bodies, our emotional field, and our mental bodies, and the spirit of who we are as human beings.
Thank you. And what about our endocrine system? Is that something that you bring with the knowledge of the 5 elements?
This is the foundation. So we have what's known as the 3 treasures from Taoist philosophy. And the first treasure is Jing. So Jing is your body essence, it's the brightness of your eyes, it's the luster of your skin, it's the quality of your immune system and your bone marrow. And your Jing is stored in your kidneys. So we have a certain amount of Jing for life. When our Jing is gone, then we leave the body and the body is no more. So we're looking to fortify our Jing in the body, in our tissues. And this we strengthen the bone marrow. We strengthen the kidneys. The kidneys are directly connected to the endocrine system, directly connected to the bone marrow, to the nervous system and the brain. So none of them are separate from a Chinese medicine perspective. So when we're boosting the 5-element system, we're also boosting the kidneys. If we're boosting the kidneys, we're boosting our bone marrow, which is helping to boost the endocrine system. The flow of our breath and the harmonization that this is causing is also balancing our endocrine system.
Thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you very much for having me here. It's been a pleasure to share this information with you, and I hope to see you all in the next amazing Spiral Dynamic Yoga teacher training.
Dynamic Spiral.
I hope to see you all in the next Dynamic Spiral Yoga teacher training.